And the Chicago sky is falling. The sky is falling, y'all. Chicago Sky fans are crashing out crazy on head coach Tyler Marsh. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't blame them. Not for this one. I do not blame the Chicago Sky fans for crashing out and calling for Tyler Marsh's job on.
Let's talk about Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Now, I've said I'm always going to be fair on this channel. Angel Reese is playing much better. All right, she is. I don't want to act like, look, it's one thing for a couple of games. When you're into 7 and 8 games in a row of your game looking a lot different, there's a chance she has changed her game for the better. And I think it's because of shot selection. All right. Now, some of that may come from the coaching of Tyler Marsh.
I do not know how many more times it can be shouted from the rooftops. Fire Jeff Palagoka and Tyler Marsh before the clock strikes midnight. I turned the game on to see that this man Tyler Marsh emptied the whole bench midway through the third quarter. I saw an 8-point deficit go to 10, 10 go to 20, 20 go to 30, 30 push to damn near 40. This type of incompetence cannot, that can't be rewarded with a paycheck anymore. It's time to let that man go. Same thing with Jeff. That kind of incompetence cannot be rewarded.
Improvement. Angel's showing some improvement. And now Chicago Sky fans are pissed. Is it Chicago Sky fans or is it Angel Reese fans? That's the thing that you just don't quite know. They're pissed at Tyler Marsh. And I'm like, but what if Angel's development is because of his coaching? Well, what if this found success is because of his coaching? You still want him run off? Because she obviously looks like an improved player.
This isn't just about one bad game. This is about a fan base that refuses to watch the tape. They see the box score, the Instagram posts, and the catchphrases, and they mistake it for greatness. But if you strip away the noise and watch the actual game, what's left is a player who is still raw, still learning, and very, very far from an elite offensive talent. The defenders are sagging off her for a reason. Her shooting form is shaky. Her handle is loose.
Listen, these days watching the Chicago Sky compete is not that at all. It's like watching paint dry, unfortunately. One player I will never stop believing in is Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a straight up baller, double queen. In the first half, she already almost had a double against New York Liberty. However, I'm sorry, man. The coaching and the coaching decision continue to make the Sky look even worse than the roster is. Listen, I understand, y'all. If the roster is bad, it's hard. But Teaspoon had a hard roster last year as well. And she may not have been the best X's and O's coach, but she worked with what she...
And yet, despite all of this, the Reese Brigade is shouting into the void, demanding Tyler Marsh's head on a social media platter. Apparently, he's the problem. It couldn't possibly be the glaring lack of talent on the roster or the raw, inefficient play from their star. No, it's the coach's fault for not designing plays where she's surrounded by cones instead of actual defenders. They don't want a coach, they want a hype man, someone who will just hand her the ball, turn off the shot clock, and say, "Go get him, champ." And when the team inevitably loses by 25, they point fingers at everyone else. The refs, the lighting, Mercury in retrograde. It's a bizarre blame game where the only person immune from criticism is the one at the center of the on-court problems.
Now, I've been on the record saying, hey, I don't think this coach has much talent to work with over there. You got Camila Cardoso, who's now gone overseas. I don't think there's much talent over there for him to work with. I don't believe there's a single coach in the WNBA who would have this team in the playoffs. I just think there's a real lack of talent over there in Chicago. It just is what it is. But look, bro, I told you about a month ago, Tyler Marsh, you might be looking for work soon.
But what about the stats? The glorious, shiny double-doubles? Oh, let's talk about the stat padding charade, because this is where the delusion is strongest. You can't miss it if you're actually watching the game. Reese will play 37 minutes in a 30-point blowout, hustling for garbage time rebounds off her own misses, while everyone else on the court is mentally checking into their post-game dinner reservations. The final box score will read 10 points, 11 rebounds, and her fans will flood social media screaming, "Heart, dedication, queen!" They conveniently ignore the fact that it took her 27 shots to get those 10 points, a level of inefficiency that would get any other player benched. They ignore that half of her rebounds came from her own bricked layups, essentially rewarding her for missing in the first place. It's not dominance, it's just chaos with cardio. And the numbers are a hollow reflection of a player who is active but not effective.
It's just bad. It seems like Tyler Marsh doesn't have a plan. He doesn't really have offensive schemes, defensive schemes. I mean, I feel like a robot repeating myself, but it's just crazy to see it over and over every game. It's not even about them losing. It's atrocious on the perimeter, and he doesn't address any of that, man. He just doesn't address any.
And that's where the highlight reel of Inefficiency begins. A tragic comedy playing out in real time. When she drives to the basket, it's with the finesse of a bulldozer on roller skates. The shoulder comes down, she barrels through stationary defenders like it's WWE night and throws up a prayer of a layup. Maybe it goes in, maybe it flies halfway to Wisconsin. But what's truly magical is the complete absence of a whistle for an offensive foul. Meanwhile, on the other end, she gets blocked so often you'd think she was practicing volleyball. Rim protectors see her charging in, and their eyes light up like it's Christmas morning. Another chance to pad their stats. And the turnovers? These aren't just mistakes, they're gifts, beautifully wrapped with a bow. She'll throw wild, no-look heaves to ghosts on the bench, turning the ball over with a consistency that is almost impressive. It's not just bad basketball, it's a spectacle of chaos.
So I'm back with my bonnet, so y'all know what time it is. I just watched the Minnesota and the Chicago Sky game, and I have to be fair. Minnesota, they came ready to play, but Chicago did too. I feel like the problem with the Chicago Sky is they were out-coached. They had a couple injuries. And yeah, I feel like Mr. Marsh needs to understand that when Angel Reese is tired like that, he needs to pull her out. Because what happens is, I've noticed she starts to make unnecessary turnovers, some things that turn into fast break points, just little things that's going to come with time and development. However, I feel like Chicago was most definitely out-coached today.
Let's be brutally honest here, because the tape doesn't lie. Angel Reese is not getting guarded like Caitlin Clark. It's not in the same city, not in the same state, not even in the same universe. When Caitlin Clark has the ball, defenders treat her like she's carrying a flamethrower and the nuclear codes. They throw tight coverage, endless traps, and fight over every single screen like their lives depend on it. Meanwhile, opposing teams guard Angel Reese with a casual disrespect that is almost insulting. They give her more space than a broke guy at the jewelry store, practically daring her to shoot from anywhere outside of 3 feet. The scouting report on her has been leaked, and it literally reads, "Let her shoot. Don't waste energy. She'll miss it herself." This isn't an opinion. It's the visible, on-court strategy of every team she faces.
He forgot he had those players until the end of the game. He forgot to do rotations. He stuck with. He saw it wasn't working. He just got this man. It reminded me of Teaspoon when she first started, but it was even worse. Tyler Marsh looked like he was stuck on Chuck. Tyler Marsh looked like, I don't know. Tyler Marsh, man, you gotta do better than that, youngin.
Angel Reese fans have officially reached that magical level of delusion where reality is just an optional side quest. It's a fascinating phenomenon to witness. You could drop a full textbook of basketball strategy in their laps, complete with diagrams and advanced analytics, and they'd still ask why Reese isn't being handed the MVP trophy just for clocking in. They've somehow convinced themselves that effort equals excellence, and that stumbling into a double-double while the scoreboard is on fire is basically a Nobel Prize-worthy achievement. And here's the kicker. After weeks of watching her struggle, Reese is finally showing some real, tangible improvement. Better shot selection, more control. And her fans' brilliant conclusion is to demand the firing of the very coach who is likely responsible for that development. It's a level of cognitive dissonance that is truly a sight to behold. A masterclass in blaming everyone but the person in the jersey.
I'll agree now that even without having Courtney Vandersloot Tyler Marsh was just a bad hire. I don't think he's ready to be a head coach just yet. One day, but just not right now. And I don't know what's going on with Angel Reese, but she has been struggling really, 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 really bad. 9 points, 6 of 6 from free throws, and she hit a 3-pointer. But 2 assists, 1 steal, but a couple.
Are we serious right now, man? Are we serious? Let's just continue, man. The Sky coach explained that the team needs to be better for Angel Reese, looking to help the Chicago forward succeed with the weapons around her. The man stated, "I don't think Angel struggled tonight. I think we struggled as a team," Marsh said. "It's not about Angel being better for us. It's us being better for Angel." Look, man. Honestly, I can't blame Chicago Sky's struggle all on top.
What happens when Angel Reese fans go full FBI mode on Twitter and poor Tyler Marsh forgets how to coach a basketball team? Welcome to the meltdown of the century. The Chicago Sky just got roasted by the Lynx, and now fans want Marsh escorted out with a whistle-shaped eviction notice. The sky is literally falling in Chicago, and the fan base is in a full-blown civil war. Is this a team rebuild or a public breakup? Grab your popcorn because this drama is hotter than a courtside seat in July. And we're about to dive into the glorious, chaotic mess.